Hello, Schiavello. Schiavello. I'm going to put that in the artist bin. That doesn't help one tiny bit. Art. I've got a lot of things in the artist bin. I'm going to put it here instead. And how are you today? Is it Monday morning there? No, Sunday night at 7:53. This is a nice pen. Do I want to keep this one? Just because I can. Just because I can, I will. How are you, Schiavello? Schiavello. That's going to be an art one. Crazy dreams. So that's average. And now I'm up, and it took a good long while for the computer to click in. But it finally clicked in, and I think I might know what the problem might be. But we will find out. I turn it on tomorrow. I can't exactly remember what I did, come to think of it, but what happened was I unplugged my Wacom tablet, and that seemed to maybe be the point where the startup sort of fails, starting up. So if I start up my computer first, having unplugged that thing, maybe that'll boot it all up completely, and then I plug the thing in. That's my thought. What are your thoughts? I just untangled a gob. I think we can call it a gob of recharging cables, and they are now sorted out from iPad to iPhone. So now I've got two small gobs instead of one bigger gob. I haven't thrown any of them away, though I think some of them may not be working. This little tiny light bulb I have here is doing absolutely nothing, other than using up a lot of electricity, I'm sure. Now, what have I done? I still can't find the cap to that, so I'm going to put that like that. You still hear Schiavello? Schiavello. Parker, are you still here? Those are hello, effects and all. Am I talking too quietly? Or are your ears clogged? Oh, Schiavello. So happy to see you, Mitch. He's always so happy to see you. I think he's happy to see almost everyone. And we know who he's not happy to see. But his lawyers have suggested he refrain from such whatever it was. Well, are you all cuddly in bed? Schiavello, ready to fall asleep? So, Mitch, I may have discovered something about my computer. My computer was white again this morning. And this, I restarted it, and when I pressed Control R, eventually this little thing popped up that talks about disk permissions and restore and blah, blah, blah. And I sort of played around with that a little bit. Nothing was coming up. Things said that things were okay. And then, and only then, I think, I unplugged my Wacom tablet from the back of the computer, the pluggy thingy. And suddenly the computer part turned on perfectly fine. And of course the Wacom thing was all black because I unplugged it. So I plugged the Wacom thingy back in and it's fine now. But I think what I'm going to do, if I can remember, the next time I turn it on is to unplug the Wacom thingy. So maybe there's something in the booting up of both of those things at the same time that it doesn't like. Now I know many people would probably say that has absolutely nothing to do with it, which might be absolutely correct. But this is how I work. You know, if a pen doesn't write, is the feed clogged, or is there no ink in it, or is your iridium missing? And when you try a few things and you find something that seems to work, you go with it. Maybe. I don't know. Schiavello, I still have yet to draw your ninja boy doing something ninja-y. Maybe because I've seen a picture of him when he was a baby, but I don't, connect with him in any way yet. Okay. See? I knew you'd have the answer. I suppose you're going to tell me that using Scotch tape won't work on my electrical wiring I just redid. My boyfriend used to say, use that tape over there, Pierre, so you can see the electricity go through. No, I'm not going to use Scotch tape to fix an electrical issue. I use my black electrician's tape. Did I find any other pens for you, Schiavello? I mean, Defextinol. Your pile is getting pretty big. I better figure this out. Well, it's in a roundabout way. It's electrical, yes, but it's not conducting electricity. I'm not taping the cathode ray tube or whatever is behind it. I know it's not a cathode ray tube. The little pixely things, LEDs. Someone needs to do that. Well, maybe what I can do right now is turn on some lights and show you what I have. I know, I suppose I should figure out what the prices are so I can pick one at random. The funny little Schaefer with the funny little medium. Written on it. We'll deal with it later. Where's my coffee? I did it again today. I started making coffee without putting new coffee in it. Water drip, drip, dripping, going through the already spent coffee grounds. I've already untangled this gob. Like I can make a marionette. Schiavello. I've already taken this gob of power cords for old iPads out of this gob of iPhone chargers. Why do I have so many, do you ask? Well, because some of them work and some of them don't. And some of them work perfectly fine using this charger block, and other ones work perfectly fine using the other charger block. So, how am I going to keep these from getting mixed up? How about putting them right there? How does that look? Right there. It's kind of a thing. Well, again, I don't need this many of these things, but I have this many of these things because every once in a while I need to charge up 3 or 4 iPads that I'm using for a display purpose overnight. So I have to plug a bunch of these things in, and then I find that one of the things doesn't work. And anyway, now, do I need more coffee? I really need water. Do I have water anywhere near here? I've got a gallon of glue. That's has some liquid in it, but that's not going to do me any good. Coffee. I'll be right back. Somewhere in my house, I have one of these things, these LED light thingies, that actually has a plug that I can plug into the wall. And I was thinking that this could go above where my little workstations are for my pen repair. I've got 4 of these, and the one that has the plug that used to be here in this area is not able to be found. It's here somewhere, but I just haven't found it yet. This light bulb, this light and light bulb, This has like one photon coming out of it every half hour. It essentially lights nothing up. So why do I have that? Why is that in my house? Taking up valuable space. Because every once in a while I want just one photon. You never know when you want that one. Is that what they're called? I don't know if it's a lumen, the actual light produced. It's a 1 lumen light bulb, maybe 1 lumen per hour. I don't know what kind. It's a maximum 25W type R14 lamp. Ow! It's hot. It is hot. Fuck. No, I know that. I'm sorry. It's one of those little factoids that I remember from someone correcting me about wattage. Wattage is the power used, not the light that comes out of it. Well, what's that called then? Lumens, they're called. I have gallons of these little itty-bitty tiny bulbs. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Did Schiavello go away? Schiavello. Parker, are you still here? Okay, this iPad plug. Where's that going to go? Go up there. Yeah, he's had a long day. I think he's being quiet. I'm sort of still waiting for my coffee to wake me up or something. My attempt to clean and organize has continue again today, and I will see if I can get anywhere further. Excuse me. I still have not yet found one of the pens I'm looking for one of my Wacom tablets, and I would love to be able to find it. I did find a tower, one of those big iMac tower things that's still here. I think it can turn on. And I think I have a monitor that I can plug into it. But I'm sure it won't do anything that I need it to do. Yeah. It might be enough to do, well, I don't know. I'm just trying to think if I were to use it to make art stuff, but I have a feeling that the scanner and everything else that it's supposed to hook up with wouldn't work. I mean, even what I'm doing right here is probably most of the time done using a phone. Anyway, computers, are they used by people anymore? If you go to I guess you do use computers, but more and more, you don't need the big bulky thing, I suppose. I'm turning off that. I did one thing, turn off the one lumen light. Above me, 1, 2, I sort of have 3 shelves that I need to put things in that I don't need to use very often, because these are the shelves that are hard to get to. So I'm plotting. My little brain is thinking, what can I move? A friend of mine gave me back, I loaned him a big turquoise globe in a very modernist 50s era base. And globes are hard to store. If the world was flat, as some people think, it would be easier for me. And do people actually think the world is flat? I mean, I know that some must, but God, they must be really, really dumb. You know, they come up with the most complicated theory, equation for why you only see the moon or the sun on a flat Earth at one time due to all sorts of craziness. Oh, well, it was my pleasure. I've been trying to get pen people to hang out with one another. Canada and Canada and Brussels. I want them to meet. Yes, the world is not flat. um, yeah, I think Wasky is shy a little bit, and and I am too. When people pile praise or even simple one little tiny bit of praise, shy people tend to not know what to do with it. So we shuffle our feet and fidget. There's a guy that I watch, Effects and all, that you might kind of like. I'm trying to think what era of him you might like. I got him initially through his lectures he would give at the college that he teaches in. And he would give these lectures to the man and woman on the street, not to his class. And he did it in the old-fashioned way. He didn't show slides and movies and PowerPointing. He had chalkboards. And he had a very interesting delivery where he sort of repeated things at a certain rate. And he sounded very much like a preacher. And his name is Nick Zentner. And it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed watching his geology channel. He teaches geology. And I've tried to get Wasky to watch him too. I don't think Wasky has, but then this Zentner guy ended up, because of COVID, he ended up doing lectures in his backyard using chalkboards and the Cozy Fort and apple pie, I don't know, German chocolate cake. Anyway, his backyard channels broadcasts are really neat. And then now he's back in school and under fluorescent lighting and in front of a real chalkboard, and they're not as rich an experience. So, and maybe because he's in a classroom, he's reverts to stuff. But anyway, I like his delivery style. in his Wasky Squirrelian, pure Gustafsonian lack of sophistication in lights and sets and stuff. There's lots of jury rigging that goes on with him. He also sounds a lot like one of my neighbors. And everyone that I play his voice for cannot believe how similar they sound. And even my neighbor thinks sounds like him. So that was sort of the thing that made me watch him more than once. I couldn't believe how alike they were. Now, do you know Adventure Denali, or Denali, I think her name, because she likes pens and journaling and typewriters, and a ferret. She likes a ferret. She has a pet ferret. I like her, and I've been trying to get her to come into she was in this room once for like 3 minutes. But I want to do a side by side with her. And I don't know why she's reluctant. I'm sort of happy that Wasky Squirrel is still connected with me, knowing that my videos can be rather off color and a little perverse at times, that someone who has a reputation for teaching people that are not yet 18 years old might find what we talk about here a little off-putting. But again, for the last 4 years, we've had a president who's just the rudest person on the planet. So it's like, the good thing about Trump, if you can ever say that, is he sort of dragged us kicking and screaming out of the prude world that some of us still remained in. Oh, Schiavella is up, still here. I like this lighting that's happening around me here. I don't know why this doesn't exist later in the day. There's not hardly any light that comes in from the outside world. So why can't this exist? This sort of, I have one light bulb there. I have the computer here. Got a light way over there. So anyway, wildness, I think we can give a little tiny bit of thanks to Donald Trump for saying the word pussy on the radio. well, again, we in our mythology of the United States, we have this weird belief that we have to be good and pure. We have to be God-fearing. Of course, we only are supposed to fear one God. It's not like the other gods we have to fear because they don't exist. It's the one the true God. Was it? Well, it was in a bus. I don't know whether it appeared on the radio, but it certainly appeared on television. The fake media made a big thing of it. Okay, what's my phone making this noise for? Okay, Pierre, let's continue to think. Well, part of it's due to this political correctness thing. There's nothing necessarily wrong with a lot of that, but it does keep us in many ways from expressing our feelings that we might have. And then they get bottled up, and then someone like Trump does come along, and then all the people that have these feelings suddenly explode with new found power or something, and we get where we are today. But I don't know. I'm not an anthropologist. Anyway, we're all doomed. I do know that. We're doomed. Doomed. Okay, I need this has to be hot. Hotter than it is. I'll be back in 55 seconds or so. Oh. Okay, Pierre, stand up, walk. So, let me think. Does anyone want to come on screen? I think I can retire these things to a different location. Let me keep the ones that I can draw on. I want to draw really tiny lettering. Keep those here. These are my paint swatch things that I used to draw fish on. I know. Fish. Show the fish. I will. I'll show the fish. The Gmail Mousykins. Show your fish. The fish, the little cardboard fish I put in a box up high on a shelf, which I cannot get to. I can show the drawings I did of fish on my paint swatches. I can do that. Mousykins. Yeah, I don't know what she means by that either, but oh, here's some drawn fish. I was selling these fish for $10 each for a donation to the gallery, and I sold a couple $100 worth. People were very happy. Well, she can buy them if she likes. They are for sale. Send me an email. No. Okay, these are all little. No, that's not a fish. That was an elephant. Tusk. Please go here. These were really fun to do, these little fish. I actually also drew in a book. I have a book on lost fishes, it's called, and it's illustrated. They were drawn by some naturalist back in the olden days, and the book was, for some reason, reproduced. And it was really, really fun to do my sort of doodly calligraphic versions of the fish. Here are my little fish. Where are they going to go? They're going to go right here. These, on the other hand, can go in a box over there. Where are these going to go? These can go right here. Where they are. Okay, now I have the chills. I don't quite know why I have the chills, but I'm feeling shivery. I hope it doesn't mean I've got COVID. So here's the book, Lost Fish. And what I did was I would turn to a page, not every page like this one, And then I would draw these little fish, sort of my renditions of the fish. Should I do one right now while you're watching me? Why not? What else do I have to do here? So this one has a jaw that sticks out underneath and these two little things underneath it. So that's sort of what those are the two little things. They're the little teeth. I showed this to a guy, and he was very upset that I was drawing in a book. And I said, I didn't pay any attention to the book until I started drawing in it. So you like this book? Well, you can buy it online. It won't have my drawings in it, but you can buy it online. Normally I don't know. I'm thinking I may bring this book up to the lake or lake home and have it on the coffee table up there. We don't have a coffee table, but we'll have it on the table by the couch and people can look through it. Maybe after I'm long dead, my niece and nephew and their guests will say, "These drawings are kind of fun." My niece and nephew will say, "Yes, these were done by my Uncle Pierre." But more likely, this is more likely going to happen, is they'll come out here after I'm cold and dead and go through my shit and just say, "Who wants to buy all these books? $100. Take them away," and it'll end up in some landfill somewhere. I do have a few kind of rare things in my house, not just pens, but other things that are somewhat valuable. And I know they're valuable, but no one else does. Well, other people will know they're valuable, but the people that are in charge of my debris field won't know. Teeth, teeth, teeth. Sort of has this Habsburg lower lip going on here, this fish. What do you think? Should I do this one now? It's funny, I don't generally draw. I draw the fishes. Almost all the fishes I've drawn have their head on that side, and then I draw the tail. And part of it's because I don't want to get my hand in the ink. I would like to see the things you've drawn of my fish. Big eye on this one. Put it in the wrong place, but that's okay. He has Don Knotts kind of lips here from the Don Knotts movie about the incredible Mr. Limpet, which I remember seeing as a kid. But I have lots of books that I have books about architecture, and I have books about art, and there's 3 other books about fishing that I also did drawings in like this. And again, it's something that's kind of fun to just do, testing out pens that you want to sell or keep or try out. You know, I have, you know, that little brown fox jumping over that lazy dog. Maybe that's what I should draw, little brown foxes and lazy dogs instead of fish. Now this one, it's way fucked, this fish. Yeah, this fish is pretty dumb. I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm bringing home a baby. I know that was some other cartoon, but this looks like this fish could be singing that one. Add little dots. That's what this one needs. A couple little dots. He looks stunned or stoned. I did on these ones here. I did. Where's my water and ink? Did that help? Who knows? This one, on the other hand, this will be more better. This is that bottle of Crocker bottle of Carter ink that I spilled, that I sort of mixed in with other things, and so consequently it sort of fades to a brownish color rather than the other ones I was drawing in this book were bluer, greener, and purple purple. And we're purple. Who was the person that liked purple in the room? Oh, it was Joshua and Marilyn were purple people. There. Well, I'll keep this book out here because it's fun to draw in, and I've got lots of pages left to go. Fextonol, are you still here? You are? Okay. I'm ready for my afternoon nap. No, I'm not ready for that. I'm thinking. Today or tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I have these flowers to draw and watercolor. I'm just not into it. Partly because the client, I don't get to talk to the actual client. I get to talk to the middleman, and the middleman is very good at pretending that I'm not doing what the client wants. So I always end up having to do twice as much work for her. Oh, I think it'll look more pretty if it had a blah blah. Well, that's not what the client wants. Let's do what the client wants. I know it's 6 a.m. I've been up since 4. So I guess it's not quite time for an afternoon nap. Okay. Now. Okay. Down below me, right down here, are 2 boxes. 1 box. What's in this box? This is a box full of sketchbooks. Empty sketchbooks. Mostly empty sketchbooks. Oh, someone drew a little drawing of a girl. I did not draw that drawing of a girl. Okay, this is. I do not need this sketchbook. This can go down in our free area. Am I going to do anything with this? I think I can put that down there. This I kind of liked, this little book. The paper isn't great. I live in a building that has, hey John, I live in a building that has, what are you doing up so early, John? I don't mean to snap at you, but isn't it like yesterday in Canada or tomorrow in Canada already or something? Anyway, these books these are little catalog things for paper companies. Paper companies send out to printers and interior designers and things like that. So I'm using these occasionally to do drawings in. For example, this is one where I drew the Santa Maria and the Pinta. And here's the Santa. They're in the fog. So there's 3 pieces of tracing paper, and there's the Santa Maria. There's the Nina, and there's the Pinta, way in the distance. You put them together, and what do you got? You got the European discovery of America. And what else do I have in this book? There's a pea. I should sell Parker all of my peas. You like Canson? Canson's good. Canson's a good studio. I mean, a good paper thing. This was given to me by a client of mine who knew I loved sketchbooks, and drawing and sketchbooks, and she knew I had gone to Japan. So she gave me this, and I haven't done anything with it, but I thought what I would do, maybe I can do it now, I thought I would just draw Godzillas on every page, like rampaging the town. Like this one, it looks like people are running. And I thought in the background I could have Godzilla's head coming over the treetops. And here Godzilla could be fanning himself. Maybe I'll do that. Put that there. That'll be another thing. Okay, what's this? This is not quite empty. This was a job I was doing for Pen World, for an article in Pen World. But anyway, these books, like this one, you know, it has all sorts of different kinds of papers, and sometimes I'll go out with the sketch club and I'll bring one of these, and the size of the paper, proportion of the paper, will make me look at that view rather than the view I was looking at before, because it fits better on this paper. So I thought that was sort of a fun way to, oh, this is in Braille. Here, Braille. Method of writing, words, music, and plain songs by means of dots used by the blind and arranged for them. That's what that says. Yes, Mitch is his name. So anyway, these books may come in handy. Do they need to be in this box? I think I can put them elsewhere. So I'm going to take this box and pull it out from down here so I can make room for, underneath this thing is going to be all of my computer shit. All my keyboards, all of my cords, all of my Wacom pens and pencils. They're all going to be under there. How does that sound? Good idea? Good idea. I've got 1, 2, I don't think all of the printers can. This desk I'm using is something I got from my neighbor, and it probably belonged in a lab or, I don't know, school or something. But it's very heavy duty, but it's also very lightweight, oddly enough. It has a shelf up here, which is where my computer is right now, and that's raised up by, I don't know how many inches, 12 inches maybe. And then I've got this big metal desk here, which is where my Wacom is. Behind that is my little organ machine. And then below that is a big shelf down here and big wheels. So all of this is on wheels. And actually it had something like this on it, so you could put your feet here. But so I put a shelf down here. So this can hold all sorts of heavy shit. Solidly packed. It also had a little tray down here that was screwed to this thing, which I've removed. And this was used to hold all of the cords. So this was for a computer and complicated, or when the computers were big, and it had all sorts of cords, but this was the cord tray. All the cords would go back in that tray and hang out together. So anyway, that's what this thing is that I'm using. And right now, in addition to that box of books, it's holding a box that has black shipping strapping in it. Why do I need that, you ask? I have no idea. Then it has a huge, really, really, really heavy roll of mylar, thick plastic mylar that someone was throwing out, and it weighs a ton. But I thought that I could use it for something. I could just put it in the dumpster. It's like 1 cubic foot of space I could reclaim. Why do I need that? I don't know why I need that. It's really thick mylar. Do I have to show it to you? Oh, and then I've got a bunch of what look to be cock rings under here. I brought these out to torment poor Mitch. Poor Schiavello. There. See? It's perfect. Occasionally I do things with the things I have. Like, for example, this piece of leather. This is something that was in our free area as well. And I'm using it to draw on. So I didn't know I wanted it for that reason, but I have it. But yes, I know. Getting rid of things would be a good idea. I do have lots of stuff. I have maybe 20 erector sets. that I bought on eBay, rusty ones and not so rusty ones. And I ended up doing a few things with some of them. No, I'm not a hoarder so much. I just look like it's the attic. The Smithsonian is America's attic. Well, I'm the attic of the Smithsonian. Kinda. I think the things I have are kind of interesting things. You know, I'm not saving old. There was friends of mine bought a house in Ipswich, Massachusetts, and the woman moved out, taking what she wanted, and left really the basement. The basement was the only thing that had stuff in it, and she left it there. And they filled a huge dumpster with everything that was in there, and there was a bag, a Ziploc bag full of turkey breast bones, unbroken. So I thought that would have been interesting. I think they gave it to me to give to someone in my building, which I don't think she kept. But the idea that these wishbones from this turkey, these turkeys, how many years of Thanksgivings and Christmases and Easters or whenever you make turkeys are. And yeah, I don't have garbage. I might have lots of things of trash. Garbage is the stuff that smells. And most of the stuff I have does not have actual rotting material in it. So here is my spool. Here is my spool of this woven plastic cording. And I have used this already for things. Okay, it's stuck on something. What is it stuck on? Okay, I'm just going to get my scissors. It's in here somewhere. I'm going to just cut it right here. Take a piece of tape. Is there any tape on this thing? That was the definition. Yes, garbage is food like rotten tomatoes and pieces of steak bones and stuff. Well, I'm not wrapping a pallet. I'm making hats out of this stuff and sculpture. And I was going to use it to make marionettes because I got into this marionette making thing because of Russell, and I got like this far and I gave up. But I was going to use this for the joints between the limbs. Sorry. So what I did with this stuff, and I also had some white stuff of this that I got out of recycling. I made myself a hat that I wore for an event. So went on my bicycle helmet. So yeah, the plastic, I mean, I don't necessarily like this. The thing is, this would have ended up in a landfill. So now if I'm able to make something kind of interesting out of it, the part that I'm wrapping up right now will go in the trash. I just want you to know that, because this has been dented and dinged and broken and twisted and whatever. Yeah, it does look like old. I made wreaths out of things. For example, someone in my building got rid of, this is all going to just explode. It's slowly gonna, you can see it happening right now. It's moving and it'll all just blow up. Let's just wait to see what happens with that. Oh, see, here was another thing I was going to make a hat out of. You see? How do I look? And I was going to have, see, it's a crash helmet, and when you're aiming toward that brick wall, and you just do this to protect your eyes. Let me show you what I did with my little hat. I can find it here, Instagram. I wore this. There was an event that a group of people had put together, and it's called a monster parade. So here I am wearing my... Well, I'm here for the monster parade. Does my sparkles make me look fat? Who knows? So anyway, $1 million. Yeah, I kind of like it. God damn it. Stupid fucking hat. There. See? You can wear it like that or like this. You've put the ear flaps down to keep your ears warm. I think this has a sort of look. So this is going to go, I have a box of hat making things. That will go with my box of hat making things. So that means now I've got an empty box. This is now empty. Throw that away. This, do I throw this away? Now these are things they're very light, they're styrofoam, and I thought I would also add these on my little hat-like things. Hat making supplies. Well, I'm sure there are milliners around the world that have similar boxes full of hat supplies, but they don't actually look like the box I have. Yeah, I like the little crown mode when the ear flaps are up. I go from sitting on the crown to when the ear flaps are down to defending the realm with my army of strainer people. I don't know what that is. That an egg basket or a strainer? Okay, where did my pubic hair font go? You heard me. Where did I put it? I had it right here because I showed people yesterday. Statue of Liberty, yep. Like that would work. Come on, Pierre. Now, zero plants. I kill plants too. They do die on me because I forget that they need water. Where is my pubic hair font when I want it? I want to show you my pubic hair font. I designed it when Clarence Thomas was trying to be lynched, according to the Republicans, by the Democrats. And Anita Hill was saying what happened to her, and no one believed her. Just like no one believed what's his name was being elevated to that position. Well, I have no idea where it is. It used to be here. Okay, now maybe I'm having a thought. Since I seem to be having fun doing these videos with all of you guys, maybe I can have things like that fish book on that shelf up there, that empty shelf, things that I can draw in as I talk and chat and try pens out, and maybe that's what I can do. Well, he may have. I don't know who that is, but it's because I watch fake news and they don't talk about that, right? Is that what they said? Now, pure think. Use your head. I'm hitting a brick wall right now, and is that going to help drinking coffee? I'm trying to. I need help in getting my. Can I just get this corner figured out? You think I can do that today? I can do that in the next hour. That's my task. And I'll still talk to all of you. It'll still be part of my thing. But I need more coffee, and I need it hot. Be right back. Would anyone like to come online here? Who's in the room? Affextinol or trying to scroll up. It's all of these, again, these different names that we have is making me. John, would you like to come on? Affextinol. Your phones, I know your phone sucks. Couple of hours. Okay, what about John Matthias? Can you come on board? So in my house right now, I have, hello, John, would you like to come in and chat with your mouth, not your fingers? Are you decent? You're dressed. You're dressed, but still indecent. Okay, the world need not see you. This is a little, maybe this should be my, well, it's just going to take all of that. This is one of those little pen pouches. I have a bunch of these things, and I always think they're going to make my life so easy, and they never ever do. It means I just have to do all that extra work to untangle them. Look, a cute little lady's pen. Owned by Alda. It's my loop. Alta, A-L-T-A, for a first name of a lady. Alta B. Todd. I didn't realize there could be such a person. What kind of nib does this have? Am I going to have to keep this? I'm my best customer. This is like the one I sent to, similar to the one I sent to Canada. This has a very stiff nib. Slurp, slurp, slurp. I'll just put it in that drawer. What else do I have in here? Oh, this is a pen and pencil set. It's one of these burp pens. Which smells like a burp. Pen and pencil set. This is like one of the last. Oh, this is a nice nib. Am I going to have to keep this one too? Look at that. Just because this is a weird color, it's all brown, and it has the pencil, I think I need to keep this one. I hate when I do this. But again, finding the pencils to match some of these things is not easy. So put that in the keeper pile. This is your pen? That the one I just showed you? You want that one, John? Well, I do sell a couple. I mean, that one, the reason I'm keeping that pen particularly is it has the pencil. The case I'm taking, well, none of this makes any sense because the cases have been turned around so much and pens come and go. So never mind that statement. But the other thing about that particular pen is it does have, they made that nib only to fit that model of pen. It's not like I can yank it out and put it anywhere else. And so that one sort of is kind of nice because it's an ensemble. This was the Eversharp Fifth Avenue pen, and this is their version of the 51, which is just awful in terms of a design. And this is a rare one that actually seems to write well. So we're out of calligraphy. I'm putting that in the broad accountant nib. Okay, Skyline. You loaned me a desk pen with a pink nib. Oh. See, now this is the nib that would make a sketcher happy, because in addition to it having a little tiny bit of flex, you can push it around all over the place. You can even push it down. I'm applying pressure going the wrong direction, so this is going to go in the art person's drawer. Art. Oh, well, don't. That's the answer. So look at the Fextonol. A little garland, or whatever they called this, not a garland, a corinth. Like your Corinth. In black. I'm sure I have a duplicate of this one. But I think I want to have a little collection somewhere that just has black and chrome, shiny chrome. There's something sort of like going to the leather bar in your leather chaps, in your chrome fittings, that make me want to keep that pen. Okay. That is a sweet writer. This pen here is a Carter pen, but it's has a mismatched cap and barrel. This one has square squares and this has rhomboids. And whether it came from the factory that way by mistake, or whether someone down the line had put that together. But see, this is a lovely little pen that, because of its, quote, flaw, you can't see what I'm doing. There's so the cap has a square pattern. In the barrel, get in focus, for God's fuck's sake. A square pattern. There you go. See? And then the barrel has the diagonal squares, rhomboids. Language. Anyway, this is really a sweet pen. This is one I might like to send to. And look at the nice nib it has. This is one that I think, Marilyn might enjoy trying. It's pretty. Marilyn likes pretty things. It has a slightly flexible nib, which Marilyn would like. And because it's a mismatched cap and barrel, a collector might not like it. But I think Marilyn would be more than happy to overlook that. So maybe I'll put this aside for her. I'm happy to keep the pen too. I don't mind. Rhomboid. No. Okay. What's this one? I wonder if this is a nib you'd like, effects and all. It's just in one of these Schaefer Craftsman or Statesman or Sentinels or whatever they call these pens. It seems very smooth. It's very firm though. Again, I can do this with it and it's not going to hurt the pen at all. I thought Admiral was a snorkel thing. Okay. This is a rather late in the day Waterman. This one smells awful too. I've had pens for about half a year from someone that I'm trying to fix them for, and I was just about to package them off, and one of the nibs is really, really rough, so I think I may see if I can swap that one out. They're similar, they're not, I'm not taking a flexible nib out of a pen and doing a bait and switch, but I've had the pens for so long, and he's been so kind not to get the Better Business Bureau onto me that. See, this is another one for my gay bar event with my leather chaps, because it's chrome, but it's not the shiny chrome. I sort of wanted the shiny chrome. Okay. There was a pen customer of mine. Now, why is this not going in all the way? Why did that come off just so easily? Did I just crack it? No. This one doesn't want to go in all the way, this section. So we'll fix that. Fix pile. Well, I can send you a Taperite if you'd like. This one is a really sweet, flexible nibbed one of these things. Skyline, flexible, flex. 2 more left, and then this is empty, so I can put that down there. What I thought I would do with these cases is when I'm putting pens together for you or anyone else affixed and all, I would put them in those cases, and that way they would more easily stay separated from being mixed up. This is a really, really sweet nib. Calligrapher drawer for that one. Well, I used to put them in boxes, but then, as you saw, I ended up mixing things up between you and Canada. So the first thing I have to do is make sure all of the parts work. All of the pens are complete and they work the right way. And then I can show them to you, and then I can offer them for sale. This case here, these I would bring to a pen show, and these held the rarer pens, like this LaBeouf is rare. This is an Eversharp that has this funny twist fill system that I don't know how to fix. They're all mixed up again, so they don't really belong here. Here's a John Holland with price tag pen, and the John Holland pen needs a nib. The John Holland had cartridges, and these were brass cartridges that would fill with ink, and you'd screw them in. They were sort of the first cartridge filler pen. John Hancock. Well, see, that's the thing that I don't know. I mean, I can put a sack on, and I could keep it here for a year, and then send it off, and then a year and a day, then the sack falls apart. I don't know how they start melting. I don't know the answer to that question. Okay, here's the little golf pen. Am I going to have to keep this one too? It has that little, it's sort of like an accountant nib, but oops, am I drawing on the back of the Santa Maria? No. Really neat. Ding sold. I hope you enjoy your pen, Mr. Gustafson. Oh, I'm sure I will. Try this one. Do I want to buy this one for myself? See, now this one, same pen, same kind of nib. This one's all black, so I can put this with this can go into firm accounting. about this one? I wonder if Marilyn would like one of these. It's, I gave her as a gift. She gave me a tip in my cash, in her cash payment on eBay and on whatever it's called, PayPal. And so I gave her that little green ring top pen. And this is weird. The cap doesn't want to stay on this one. Can I swap the caps around? Can I do that famous pen repairman trick? Famous pen repairman trick. They're both lifetime. That fits there. That screws on there. Does this fits snugly here? Does this fit snugly there? It fits snugger than the other way around. Good. Okay. Fixed. I don't know what causes the snugginess not to work. Just this is still a little loosey. I do it here and the cap moves. So this is probably worn. The barrel is probably worn down from being okay. This fits here. Doesn't do that. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't, honestly, I don't know how to see, this is going to drive anyone crazy. You can really shove the cap on the back, but you're going to do that one day and it's going to break. Look at this one, Affectional. This has your name written all over it. It's a short but standard size in diameter. It's this little bulldog of a pen. This is the same width of the pen. I think you bought one, right, from me? You did. And this same width as that one, but a short pen. Should I add this to your pile? Okay, I'll put that in your pile. I do have, let me just show you. I think you might enjoy it, being Mr. Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer. Let me show you in my collection. It just fell on the floor. Not the book I was using. I do have in my collection I have one set of drawers that similar to the one I have here for watch bands, that I have a microcosm of my bigger collection. So one drawer has sterling silver pens, one has pens with teeth marks on them, one has or names or trauma, which I like collecting because no one else would. Pen and pencil sets. I have a drawer of those, just showing some examples of them. So I have one of black Schaefer pens. So let me show you that. Let's pick this up off the floor. Okay, why are you falling? What is wrong? It's horizontal. Maybe I have a poltergeist in the house. Be right back. So these are all essentially cigar-shaped Schaefer pens. And I think this is similar to the one that you got. And the one that you like just now that I added was this kind of size, I think, shorter. It's even shorter than, no, just put it away, Pierre. I do not need that. It's even shorter than this one. So I probably have one that's just like yours. Like this one is a little shorter. It might just be that I have the wrong feed in it or something. 2 fistfuls. You want 2 fistfuls, huh? So you got the big fat one here with a slightly flexible nib. And you have the one that's now broken. Probably the rarest pen I have in here is this one, which is similar to the one that I just put in your pile, but this one has chrome plated trim and a nice big flexible nib I put in it, or it may have had in it. So this is pretty rare, this one. And I've got, how many golf pens do I have in here? I've got these 3 golf pens. Is it anything like the golf pen I had just added to my collection? And I think all of these things are different. There's no duplicate in this box. They're all a little different. Some of them might just have a different kind of a band on them. Well, here's the pen-pencil combo. Pen, pencil. I think reverse trim is what they call it, yeah. Now there's probably a few pens in here that maybe don't belong. I may have a couple of weird, I don't think I have any of those that have the really thin band like the Admiral or whatever it was. So I think all of these have standard nibs. They do not have any Triumph nib in here, even though occasionally you'll find the pen that looks like this that does have a Triumph nib, kind of, sort of. Now Rob Morrison will tell you, what kind of the flat clip versus the round clip versus the humped clip. He knows all of that shit, but I don't bother. So anyway, this is kind of cool. This is my, oh, here's one that has a Cadillac logo on it. Sometimes, you know, the reverse trim on juniors, like these two are juniors, you know, they probably shouldn't necessarily be in this box because they're juniors. Where this one, I don't think these would be called reverse trim, but I think this one would be. But again, who the hell knows? Why do I have this one in here? It doesn't even have a section or nib. What's different from these two? What is it longer? It has a fucking longer cap. The whole pen is longer. Is it longer than this one? No, it's the same as this one. So I can, why do I have this one here then? Why isn't this somewhere else? Put that in the to be fixed pile and sold. A black balance with working piston. I don't know if I have any in here. I don't know whether I have any anywhere, but I also have a lot of pencils here. Maybe I should just take the pencils out because they are taking up valuable room. Are any of these? Some of these they'll go with the pens, so I should probably keep them together. Never mind. I took one pen out of here, at least. But I do think most of these, I mean, how are these two different? Peter Gustafson, how are these three different? I have 3 pens, each having solid gold things on them. Do I need all 3 of them? They're all the signature band with different names. Do I need 3 of them? This one has initials. This one has an actual name. And a lot of weird teeth marks, like here. Like someone had to like stick it way down their throat to bite there. Anyway, the idea is I do have, these are all essentially triplicates of the same pen. So conceivably, I only need one of these. Eeny, meeny, miny. Which one am I going to keep? And then I don't make a decision because, oh, this is a piston fill black one. But not the big size. This is the standard size. MJF. I have lots of, oh, here's another one. Okay, I've got 4 of these. Do I need 4? Oh, this isn't the same size though. See, this has a different kind of clip. So that's why I need them. Those are the different clip. I once wanted to have a collection of things that were engraved with every letter combination, AAA up to ZZZ, and AAB, ABA, B, BAA, BAB, BBB, CAB, CBA. Oh, anyway. Well, I have that in spades. Does the Fextonol fix that? See, like these two pens, these are similar to the one that I just added to your pile. One of them has a white dot and one does not. So I need them both. One has a white dot and a big band with a name on it. But I got rid of one pen from here. Aren't you happy? Of course, actually, the one that I got rid of didn't have a nib, so it's not really, it didn't really belong here anyway. Yeah, it's tough when you want to find. I haven't found a PSG yet, I don't think. I guess I only have one. Oh, see, this is a broken pencil. No, it's not broken, it's just unscrewed. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to put these away. Stand up. I'm going to be right back, guys. In the mornings, usually, I like to go down to the laundry room because that's where people give away free things. And when I go down there, I sometimes find fun things like that puppet with the penis. So I need to go down there right now, but I'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm back. I love my house, my building. Would you like to see what I found today in our free area? I'm glad you asked. First of all, here's a box that someone thought would be useful. And I do like these boxes that I use to hold all of my fish that Mighty Mouse likes so much. I did make some fish out of this box once upon a time, but right now I'll keep the boxes intact. Ready for the next thing? A blue box. Now, occasionally I still look for blue boxes because a lot of the fish that I made were blue. And this one has blue and silver on it and white. So I think I may make some fish right now using this box. Or I might wait for Mighty Mouse to watch because she likes them so much. This is a book that I will probably not. This is a book that's falling apart, and it's in fact, that just happened. The cover just came right off of it. The Romance of Leonardo da Vinci, translated from the Russian by Bernard Guibert Guerny and illustrated with 100 reproductions of the work of Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, it's by Dmitry Merezhkovsky, 1938. And here you have a picture of Leonardo on the cover, and he's wearing a little bit of rouge. Just a hint of rouge. This book is falling apart. So whether I keep it or not, I don't know. I'm sure this book won't tell about the fact that he was gay, but The Romance of Leonardo da Vinci, illustrated by himself, which one would think, looking at the title, that this was written by him as well. "Why didst thou go away from me, Giovanni?" said Leonardo. The pupil raised his eyes, was about to say something, but his voice broke and his lips quivered, and he burst into tears. "Forgive me, master." "Thou art guilty of naught before me," retorted the master. "I did not know myself what I was doing," continued Beltraffio. Shall I continue? Look half as cool. Well, apply a little bit of that rouge there, mister. Anyway, so this book may end up back in the free spot. So I've showed you, I've saved the best for last. You ready to see what someone was throwing out? Not throwing out, but putting up for free? Why didn't they just bring it to my door? Because they'd have to walk across the courtyard to do it. Ready to see? Ready? It's the ledgers I love so much to draw on. This is from 1869. And it was, someone paid $15 for it from a bookstore. Listen to that paper. Oh, it's just beautiful paper. Friday, July 1864. And look, I love the size of it. It's long and skinny. And look at, there's some wormholes right there. Now the wormholes start here and they go all the way. They go all the way through. The worm got all the way to here and then died. And a different worm, unless he crawled over here and started going back the other way, because there's a worm here. Mahoney Brothers. I wonder if this is, there's a woman in my building whose name is Mahoney. I wonder if this is from her. Okay, so the signature just fell out. Okay, I'm just going to try right here to write something. Let me get a, I know, I'm destroying actual history. No, I'm not. I'm writing in an old book that someone was throwing away. This is beautiful paper. The thing I would be afraid of actually scribbling in this like I've been scribbling in my other ones, because all I have to do is hit that little hole right there, and I will snap the nib. So this may not end up being used as much as it might otherwise be. Yeah, it is crazy to think. Now, I saw in the free room, the laundry room is where we have these bookshelves where people put books and light bulbs and lamps and stuff that they don't want. And I saw someone had put a couple of albums of Victrola records, Ink Spots and maybe Bing Crosby's hits or something. I don't know what they were. There were a couple of complete, 5 record sets with the little jackets on them. And I went from that room to the office just to say hi to the office manager people. And the manager looked at my arm full of these 2 record things. And she said, "Oh, David just threw out a bunch of them in the dumpster." So I went right out to the dumpster and took out of it about 300, I don't know how many, 5-foot tall stack of Victrola records that one of my neighbors threw out. And this is a neighbor who has an antique booth up the street, but people are very happy to get rid of Victrola records. But these records, because they don't sell, no one buys them, really. But these records, many of them were never played. They still had they had big pieces of cardboard protecting the records, from damage while they were in the store in 1939. Of course, Barbara Streisand. We have to have a little talk here, effects and all. Oh, well, the signature. I think it was a signature. I'm not sure it was an entire signature. It may have been a part of a signature. It's just that the thread that's holding it together is falling apart. So whipped cream. Anyway, the Victrola. So we do have really cool things that people throw out here or recycle. They know enough not to throw them away for the most part. But why David threw away those 300 Victrola records, I don't know. If I liked classical music on the Victrola, I would have been, as Friedrich says, my pants would have gotten tight on me. But so is oh, cool. I don't know if they would do on a modern one, but they did play on the hi-fi I had when I was a kid. They had a little button that would say 78, 45, 33. And I think they also had a 16. I think there were 16 millimeter or 16 RPMs that was used by for some records during the war. I think it would be played slower. Yeah, the grooves on most Victrola records, the grooves are on the sides or on a side of the groove. On the Edison ones, they're on the bottom where the bumps are that make the sound. But on a regular one, that's sort of on the side, I think. I have seen them, yeah. So, is Mighty Mouse still in the room? I'm going to make a fish for you guys that like these fish. I'm going to make it right now out of that box. Where's Mighty Mouse? Uh-oh. Marilyn Darling just showed Marilyn reported her thing crashing because it had too many people on it or something. I don't know. What am I doing? I'm trying to find Mighty Mouse here. Oh, you're still there. Half napping? Okay. Oh. Funeral home. Would you like to see me draw or make one of my cutout fish? I found a box that I think might be fun. Sometimes the boxes that have holes and shapes cut out in them already are fun because the holes and the shapes inspire a certain element of the fish. So for example, that could be a head. Add to shopping cart, $1 million. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily stop there. Where would I stop? I kind of like this as the tail, though. I kind of like it. Looks more like an atomic bomb being dropped. So what I want to find is if there's another handle. Which there is. Oh, I like this little shape too. I really like, I kind of like this shape right here. The two little notches. Rock around the clock. Gonna rock, rock, rock. So this could be a big old mouth right there, like piranha. See, I'm having all sorts of fun. This paper, this cardboard also has white and silver on it. So I may think that that might make a neat element of the fish, a fish. Now look at this. The 4 and the 0. Look at what I'm doing here. And there's a fish head right there with a big grin. So white with a little bit of blue is what I'm looking for. I'll make them so you can see what I'm doing. So if this were the fish head, with its eye and its sort of smiley mouth, with its little grin, it has a blue dorsal fin. I mean, a blue back. It's hard to do these upside down. There's the tail fin, like that. Okay. This will be its little side flipper fin. Happens behind the gill. It's hard to do this on a table that's slanted. See? Looks kind of like that. Oops, it's upside down, sideways. So this can be glued like that. This is very slippery stuff. That's another thing that sort of worries me about these constructions I've been making is the shiny cardboard and the glue that I'm using. Hot glue that I'm using may not function over time. Okay, what else can I do? So here I've got silver. I thought that that might be kind of a nice mouth. So here, this is Jaws, this silvery mouth. Okay, he needs an eye. Well, this could be the eye. Big old eye. What do you think? Too big? See, this right here, this is a better eye. More to the scale that I want. Save that one for later. So here's an eye. I like his sort of upturned nose there. I'm hungry. Or do I like this better? With a big jaw. What do you think? I don't know yet either. Okay, that's a bee, I think. It's supposed to be a bee, bower. But there's two eyes and a mouth. Right like that. To cut off the bottom. Two eyes and a mouth. Looking at you. I think I can make, I mean, this one might be a little bit crazy, like it's wondering what's going on. So we've got that going on there. This one could have a tail and has a little blue edge to it. Oops. So that means the other fins would have a little blue edge to it as well to make my I have to follow the rules of what is fish? Ichthyology. Come on, guys, feed me a bone. What is fish? Ichthyology, I think. Mouse, are you having fun? Really slippery paper. I really don't think my glue is going to like this. Okay. I like when there's a pre-cut arc on these things too. It's very difficult to cut with a scissors a nice smooth curve. They may be used for something. There's another one here. I don't know how that's going to work. You know, my floor, which I swept up, you know what it's going to look like in another minute? Look, see, there's a mouth right there. Oops. Kind of not a good enough mouth, though, I don't think. There's a fish head right there. It's a happy little mouth and eye. There's another fish sort of looking at you. Okay, this is driving me crazy. There, now it's level. So anyway, this is what I've been doing for months, is making these little fish. And it's fun. It's fun to just do, look at a box and try to figure out how it can work. Just looking at this bear and seeing, that might be a mouth there with a little tongue. Or it's just a bear. Coffee. Lukewarm coffee really doesn't do the trick. Room temperature coffee. So Russell Meyer's little thing he's working on is becoming more complicated. I didn't realize these things were orange on his iPhone. They looked yellow. I would love to take a Russell pill and see what he sees through his eyeballs in his brain. I just don't quite know what he views. I think that would be fun. Okay, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to get more coffee. I'll drink one more hot cup, and then I'm going to put these, plug in my, should I just get my hot glue right now and put these things together before they get swept under the rug? That's what I'll do. Heat up my coffee, get my hot glue gun, and see if I can make these things into fish. Then I can put them away. Okay, be good. You're going to bed too? Aphex Technol. I was going to give you a problem in sort of logic and math that I heard on the bookworm on my ledger book. Made me think of it, and it's a problem that I'm trying to find an extension cord to plug this in. A problem that was done on the click and clack Car Talk show. Is anyone up for this problem? It involves a 3-volume dictionary and a bookworm. Anyone ready for this problem? Let me know if you are and you want me to recite it. No takers? You ready, maybe? Okay. Imagine you have a 3-volume dictionary on your bookshelf. And let's imagine the A volume, the A through, I'm just trying to figure A through F. You have A through F, H through O, P through Z. Let's say there's three volumes. And let's say you have a bookworm. Let me give you the measurements of the volumes first. The covers are 1/4 inch thick. The books are 2 inches thick each. Big fat books. Okay, so the covers are 1/4 inch and the books are 2 inches thick. Let's say you have a bookworm on the first page of the first volume, and it eats its way straight through to the last page of the last volume, the third volume. And it went straight through. How long is that path? Quarter inch covers, 2 inch thick books, straight through. I'll have to figure out the answer. as well. I haven't done the math for this one. I just made up the numbers, but the problem is the same. Okay, I'm getting glue on my leather. I don't want to do that. Hot glue is hot, aptly named. There's one fish. Ta-da! Is our fish lover still in the room or not? This fish sort of looks like a cartoon fish. You'll see in a second when I add the fins. Here's its head. 7.25. Okay, let me do the math here. You say 7. Hello, Frederick. So the books are the covers are a quarter inch, quarter inch, and then there's 2 inches of paper, quarter inch, 2 inches of paper. Oops, quarter inch, 2 inches of paper, quarter inch. Right? So there you have quarter inch, 2 inches, oops. Quarter inch, 2 inches, quarter inch, 2 inches, quarter inch, 2 inches, quarter inch. Those are the 3 books, correct? And page 1 of the first volume, first page of the first volume to the last page of the last volume, Frederick is saying the answer is 7.25. Okay, what about you, Effextinol? What's your answer? I don't know how you're getting that answer. It's from page 1 of the first volume to the last page, whatever page number that is, of the last. 7 inch. That sounds better than 7.25. You want to rephrase your question, Frederick? And then I'll tell you what the exact answer is. And then you can see if you can figure it out from then. 7.25 and 7 inches is wrong. Let me just see. I have to do the math here. A minute. From the first page to the last page is 3 inches. The correct answer is 3 inches. straight line. I'll let you figure that out, try to figure out why that's the correct answer, and then I will show you. It's a really cute problem. I just got hot glue on one of my goddamn buttons on my Wacom tablet. This is not the place where I'm supposed to be doing this work. It does go all the way through, straight through, from page 1 to page 500 or whatever the page is. You smell trickery afoot? Okay, I'm gonna get 3 books, and I will show you. Do I have a 3-volume set anywhere in my house? I don't. I will show you. I've got 3. The worm didn't care. Oh shit. Am I going to be able to do this? Here are the 3 books, right? Let's say this is book 1, 2, and 3. Page 1 of the first book is right about there. And it went through the cover, and then through this one, and then the cover, and the last page of this book is right here. If they were laying flat, like this. But if they're in a bookshelf, normally, and they're arranged normally, from the first page to the last page, you only go through the middle volume in the pages. You miss the 2 other pages, 2 other books. No, it goes through. This is the first one, 2, 3. The first page of this book is right there, right under that cover is the first page. And the last page of the last volume is right behind that cover. So it doesn't go through this part of the book at all, or that part of that book. It only goes through the cover of this one, the cover of that one, all the inside of that one, the back cover, and then the front cover of this one, then it stops eating. So it only goes through one entire book completely. That's not how it's interpreted, but that's how, when you think of the books on your bookshelf, they are lined up next to each other like that, right? Well, this is why Click and Clack's questions. Do you know who Click and Clack are, effects and all? I think you could probably find their brain teasers none, because there are no such things. But anyway, many of their brain teasers were physics and logic and math related. And so they often did have a little tiny bit of fun in them. For example, one of theirs was, let's say you had a 2-ton truck, and in the back of your 2-ton truck you had a ton worth of chickens, and you were coming up to a bridge that said weight limit 2 tons. So the farmer on the way to market thought, okay, I'm just going to go over this big bump I see ahead, and it'll knock all the chickens up in the air, and they'll flap their wings, and I'll be able to drive past over this bridge. So would that work? And the answer is no, because the reason that birds fly is that they're able to have a downward force equal to their weight, I guess. Frederick, did I tell you that I had dinner with them once, Tom and Ray? It was really, really fun, though Tom was kind of a jerk. Okay, I'm going to put my glue down. I'm just going to see if I can find that puzzle, Mitch, the one that's pissing you off so much. And you'll hear how they describe it. And for them to describe a question, they have to do all sorts of cat laughing and giggling first. But let me just see if I can find Car Talk. Do you know that show, Effects and All? Car Talk, Brain Teaser, Bookworm, not Boikworm, Bookworm. Okay, puzzle number 3. Okay, this one had 2 volumes, not 3. They were some people, they either loved them or hated them. There's no middle of the road with these two. And it was the voice that drove some people crazy. It was the laugh that caused some people crazy. They were all the best of Car Talk. Play.
This message comes from NPR sponsor Geico. Do you own or rent your home? Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tapper Brothers. And we're broadcasting this week from the Center for a More Utopian. Is it proper to say more utopian? Is like
utopian
more,
is perfect.
Like more perfect.
More perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, more utopian society here at Car Talk.
Maybe it's more. Sir Thomas More. Utopian society.
Anyway, here's an idea that has been proposed to us by a listener.
Anyway, that's what they sound like. And it's fun, but Car Talk Podcast Puzzler, Puzzler, Puzzler. Just see what Puzzler Archives. 2 glasses of water. Oh, here's another question. Maybe it was that one, 2 glasses of water. You have two glasses of ink. 2 bottles of ink will make sense for us. One is black ink, and the other is one is blue. No, one is black and one is white ink. And you poured a tablespoon of black ink into a tablespoon, and then you put it into the clear container, the water, ink and water. You poured that tablespoon into the other one, the water. You mixed up the water with the black ink in it. You mixed it up really, really much. And then you poured a tablespoon of that mixture into a tablespoon, and then you put it in the black ink and mix that up. Which bottle is more contaminated? That was another Card Talk puzzler question, I remember. And this isn't a trick. I mean, the dinner was fun. Click and Clack, or Tom and Ray and their wives, and a pen collector friend of mine and his wife had been going out to dinner every Saturday night since they were at MIT together. And they all loved each other and had a great time, even though Tommy went through, I think, 3 wives in the course of the years. And so there were more than 6 people. There might have been 8 or 9 in the history of this event. And then one Saturday I was invited. So, but Tommy was someone who, Tommy is the surviving one right now. And Tommy he kind of of the 2 brothers, he sort of plays the slightly dumber one, or the more confused one, or something. They're sort of like Abbott and Costello, except they're both really, really smart, but they both play kind of dumb to each other, and they sort of pick on each other. It's really a fun show. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but anyway, Click and Clack. Tommy was very much the one that was more obnoxious at the table. He was obnoxious. The other one wasn't. But Tommy sort of wanted to be the head of the conversation. So he would kind of interrupt and kind of talk a little bit louder than Ray did. So it was kind of weird. And he was also a little tiny bit defensive, because earlier that week he was interviewed on All Things Considered about learning things in school that you didn't really need to know. And he was describing, why does anyone these days need to know mathematics? Or it might have been slightly more esoteric than that. Why does anyone need to know physics if they're not going into a physics field? And there were all sorts of hate mail about that, because a lot of people that listen to All Things Considered they love knowledge, even if it's useful or not. And they really reamed him a new one. And I reamed him a new one at dinner. I said, I really was annoyed by the thing you said on the radio the other night. So have to finish this fish. My glue is now over here, away from my Wacom machine. I'm going to give this guy these kinds of a tail fin. That's his tail. He's a little tiny body. But he has big fins. Affectional, are you not talking to me because I tricked you? I pissed you off with that. Ah, fuck. I pissed you off with that. Dorsal fin and tail fin. Does it need a bottom fin or not? I think it needs one of these fins. Why is my stomach making such disgusting noises? I'd like to know. I figured you were kidding, but one never knows when one is dealing with type. It was sarcasm. I was just kidding when I said she was ugly and I wouldn't do her. I was just kidding. She's not my type. There. Okay. That one's done. Add to shopping cart. Okay. Another puzzler. Get out your pen. I know you have them, both of yous. This is the next number in a series. Okay. Let me just write it down so I get it correctly here. I'm already getting it wrong. Okay. The hallway has a lot of fish, a lot of schools in it. Get ready for the next puzzler. This is another one I heard on Car Talk. The first number in this series is 1. The second number, then write a little comma, and then put 1, 1. Then put a comma, and then put 2, 1. Then put a comma, and then put 1, 2, 1, 1. What's the next one in that series? Oh, you're going to hate me, Mitch, when I tell you the answer to this one. You are going to absolutely hate me. So looking at your paper, it should say 1, 11, 21, 1,211. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. What's the next one in that series? Frederick, you can play this game too, of course. So can anyone else that might be tuned in? Let me know when you give up. It's again clever, and it'll piss you off when I tell you the answer. Well, I could tell you the answer. It won't piss you off and tell you how I got it. That's when it'll piss you off. You'll be right pissed. Are the little fish? Watch me. Watch me. I can introduce. Face Myers, Russell's friend, just texted me. So what I'm trying to do. Oh, okay, he can't do it. Okay. One, 1211. Ready for the exciting answer? This doesn't look like a fish to me. I think I'm going to have to do it this way. I just circumcised his little fin because he needed a tail. He needed more of a body. So his tail fin turned into a bigger body. Just a little bit of circumcision. Trying to figure out how this is going to work. I'm going to do that. Ready, Frederick? I don't know if we've lost Effextinol in this extra problem. This is one that's very much like that one that I just told you with the bookworm. It sort of is convoluted. So if you hate me for it, I can certainly understand why. Maybe if Extonol left us. I think he did say he was thinking of heading off, so maybe he has left. Here we go. Okay, so here's how that question works. The answer to the next one in the series is 111,221. So let me explain it to you. This is where you're going to hate. God damn it. Fuck. So here's our list. That 1, 11, 21, 12, 11, 111,221. Right? So I want you to tell me what you see right there. That's a 1, correct? And how many are there? There's 1 1 right here. 1 1. What do you see here? You see 2 1s. 2 1. What do you see here? 1 2 1 1. What do you see here? 1 1 1 2 2 1. See 1 1 1 2 and 2 1s. And the next one in this series would be 3 1 2 2 1 1. And the next one in that would be 1 3 1 1 2 2 2 1. And the next one would be 1 1 1 3 2 1 2 3 2. Sorry, 3 2 1 1, etc. And in this series, I told this to a mathematician, and he said, "Yeah, I know that one." And it never gets. There's no more. There's not a. There never is a 4 show up in this series. There can only be 3 digits of one kind in one row. So, right there again is what you see there is 1 1. There's only 1 1 there. So that's what I wrote down here, 1 1. And what do you see here? You see 2 1s. So that's what I wrote here, 2 1s. Oh my fucking God. See, I knew you'd hate me. But that was another one of Car Talk's puzzlers. So they're really fun. And you can find them at least written out. Sometimes you don't hear the podcast, so I think they probably have them somewhere. But you might find them. Is the Fextonol not speaking to us? Oh my fucking God. Whenever I hear that, I think of what's her name in the movie with Jack Lemmon, where they go to New York and they get Sandy Dennis. Oh my God. She wouldn't have said fucking though back in those days. Maybe you're not speaking to us anymore either. Well, again, their puzzlers were puzzling, you know. The one about the books, that was sort of neat because they were doing their usual Tom and Ray thing where they were laughing and giggling, and they were, you know, doing things that sort of disarmed us. But he did say, Ray was giving the question. Ray did say that the books are on a shelf the normal way. They're not just laying on their side like at your house, Tommy. And they would laugh and laugh and laugh. And so they gave us that clue. You might have thought that wasn't a clue, but that actually was kind of a clue. So that was, you really did have to listen to those puzzlers very carefully too. And the one with the numbers here, they never said, I don't know if they ever said 1,122. I think they worded it like I did. Yeah. My dad was in a movie with Jack Lemmon. It was Grumpier Old Men, and my dad was an extra in a bar scene. And Sophia Loren was in that movie, and she had to come in, and she would take an ice cube out of the drink and rub it on her chest, and it would melt down into her ample cleavage. And they had to redo that take every once in a while, and she exited. My father was right by the door of the bar, so my father was right by the door, and she sort of said to him, "I'm getting wet." Anyway, another fish. Where are these fish going? They're going over there. Okay, I did have this fish. This fish was part of my fish. I used up my fins that I had planned for this fish. Another fish, though. So this fish has lots of chin. Okay, I need more white. This is going to be mainly a white fish. It will have little blue edged fins. Yeah, I think we lost I'm going to make this have blue fins. The blue fin special. So you were born in Europe, Friedrich? I need more white. Don't tell me I don't have any more white with blue. I want blue with white. That's what I want, blue with white. I have a lot of blue with silver. I don't have that much blue with white. So I need blue with white to finish this fish. I'll have to use the It's going to be too thin. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, I have to take this off. I don't like doing that. Oh, now I find it. Now I fucking find it. I can put that back in if I can, if I have it. I yanked it off in disgust. Well, good. I think that's probably a good place to be from. I mean, it's sort of cool to be from a different country than where you live now. I suppose you may have been teased as a kid for speaking in a funny accent or having an uncut dick or something. It's always a issue when you're a foreigner. I don't need any more cardboard. It was just a fluke. I think I grabbed this because I wanted to build up to the ledger I found in the mailroom. Had I not found the ledger, I might have left this box unpicked up, unabsorbed into my clusterfuck of a house. But because I cut this too small. That's better, Pierre. There. Oops. This says silver teeth. This one. Well, I think if we can be, but I can imagine, people, especially children, being very cruel. Thank God we had Mrs. You didn't see the found ledger I found? Someone threw this out. This is what got me on the, hey, this is what got me on my talk about the bookworm, because this ledger that I found today in our recycling has a hole that goes all the way through from the last page in the cover. There's a hole right there, and it goes all the way to the first page, but not through the cover. This is from 1869. And I love the sound of that paper. Buongiorno. I did get, Leonardo did talk to me briefly on Skype. And he says he wants to be online with us at some point, but he couldn't do it today. So Russell, I'm making more fish. What I'm going to do right now is just cut the parts of this box that I might use to make more fish, and then recycle the rest, because I don't really want I want to put this away. That's what I want to do. Put my fish away. Okay, we have enough blue. I'm going to put them all in this box, along with the fish that I've already made. Maybe next time what's her name comes on, I can do them while she's watching. You can take a little break. Yeah, the paper is beautiful in that. It's really good. It smells nice. It's very yummy paper, is right. Blue. These fish in here that I made. And then close this box up. Recycle that. What's the grain? The grain is very smooth, and the paper is not that thick. It's not cardstock, but it's just, there's a certain solidity to it that you feel. Scraping the dried jizz, glue jizz. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine it would be good, but again, adding water to 100 and whatever year old paper might end up doing something fancy to it. Well, let's not burn 100-year-old ledger paper for kindling. Let's burn all of Donald Trump's The Art of the Steal, or whatever the hell he called it, The Art of the Deal. Those are books we can burn. Okay, folks, this is what I'm going to do. Russell and Frederick and whoever else is in TV land, I am going to turn this thing off, turn the stream off, and work for a couple of hours trying to put the rest of my studio into piles that I can try to sort through. So I'm going to do that now. I may, if I get in a particular location, I may I don't even know what you're talking about, but end of stream upcycling. Anyway, I'm going to stop the stream now, and I may, when I get a little stuff done and I'm in an area, I may turn it back on using a device, not the computer here. And that way you guys can talk to each other, and I might pop in and see what you're saying from time to time. I do realize that I do provide, this little stream does provide a location for people that seem to like each other to get along and talk with each other, so that's kind of fun. I know you can do it other ways, I suppose, but I provide a nice, safe environment. Right, Russell? An environment of grace. Because Jesus loves me. No, whatever that song was. So, on that note, we will, as soon as I find the pen that has the thing I can press to make it go, I can turn this off for the moment. We'll see you all. Ciao, 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 ciao. Bye. I'll be back. Don't worry, I'll be back.